Hi, good evening. Just give me a minute. I just got a little delayed. Sorry. Just give me a minute for setup. Yeah, hi, good evening. Sorry, I got a little delayed today. Um, right, we can start straight away. Hi, my name is Ratnesh. I'm from Aarohi, and we typically start with small introductions. So, yep, you can come on mic, you can come on video. That would be nice. We can kind of connect with each other visually also. And yeah, we can start. So, anybody who would like to just share quickly, you can share a very brief introduction. You can say a little about which city you are from, how old are your children, and what brings you here. So that kind of that sets the context for you being here. And yeah, so who wants to start? And more people, if you can come on um, the video and audio, that would be really nice. Who would like to start? We have Ajit, Ajit, Aman, Garima, and Madri.
Hi, this is Aman.
Yeah, hi, Aman.
So it's me and my husband joining the call. We are from Bangalore. We have two sons. One is 7.5 years. He's homeschooling, actually kind of unschooling, and
Mm-hmm.
the other is
And the other is wait,
8 months.
8 months. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So that's about us.
Sure.
Hello, I'm Garima. I am from Delhi. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter.
Thank you, Garima. Uh, Ajit, you want to say hi to the group? Madhuri, we have Amrita also joining in. So we're just introducing ourselves.
Ratnesh, I'll just take a minute.
Sure,
I'll
sure.
come back. I'll get back. Yeah,
Sure, sure.
sorry.
No issues, no issues. Uh, Ajit, Amrita, you want to say hi to the group?
Hi everyone. This is my first time on the group,
Yeah.
and I just recently learned about Aarohi through Curious, like the Harpreet handle, Insta handle,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Curious Parent. Yeah, yeah.
Sure, sure.
And it's so my child. I have a 7-year-old child, and
Mm-hmm.
she goes to a Waldorf school. And where I keep reading on education.
Mm-hmm.
And some time back, a friend spoke to me about unschooling and open learning,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and that made me curious. So while I've read about other different approaches, unschooling was very different, and I don't know, like intuitively, just the term appealed, and I wanted to know more. So that's the reason I'm here. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Welcome. Ajit, you want to say hi to the group? I think Ajit is.
Hi, hi everyone. This is sorry, I'm in the middle of some hustle bustle. This is Madri. So yeah, I'm from Bangalore. I have two kids, twin kids. Both are 11 years. One boy, one girl. They both go to kind of alternate schooling, which is slowly getting into the structure of ICSE and IGCSE. And this point, I want to move them out because I don't like structures.
Sure, sure. Welcome, Madri. Yeah, Ajit. Yeah, I can hear you now.
This is Ajit. I'm from Chennai, and
A little low on volume, Ajit. Can you?
little low.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm from Chennai, sir. So I have two children. One is 4.6 years old, and the other one is 2.5. My elder son was going to a Montessori school. Now he has stopped because he didn't like the school, and we thought of letting him do that because we are also not into the structured or traditional way of schooling. Means we didn't like to force him or do the same thing which we did. That's why we are thinking of homeschooling. Now we are actually trying to get into know about it, homeschooling and
Sure,
schooling.
sure. Okay, super. Okay. Thanks everybody. I'm Ratnesh. I'll introduce myself, Aarohi, and Open Learning, all three. Let's see, as quickly as possible, and then it's all open. It's a very informal chit chat session, right? Every Saturday. So I'm Ratnesh, and I have two children. My daughter is 25. My son is 19. Both of them, no school, no 10th, no 12th, no college, no certificate, no nothing. They've just enjoyed doing what they enjoyed doing at that moment as they've lived their life, and they continue to do so, obviously, now as professionals in their respective fields, current fields. And so that's and obviously, since we started Aarohi way back 2008, we have had the fortune for the last almost now 16 years to, been with so many families, children of all ages. It's been a real fun journey. And yeah, so that brings to what is open learning. As you would have started guessing, number one, the child leads or the learner leads his or her own learning by, or life rather, forget learning actually, life by deciding what I want to do on a day, week, month, year, lifetime basis. The parents, and if you have a larger community like Aarohi, then we all support, we are like co-passenger, so we are together with them. And in some ways, not in some ways, in fully, we are also open learners with them. We are also learning things together. I'm learning what I want to learn, and they are learning what they want to learn and do. So that's the second thing about open learning. And the third, which is kind of important, is that for us, the whole small planet Earth is ours. So whatever is there is worth exploring, learning. Everything, everybody who is there on this planet is our resource person. We can learn from anybody, meet anybody, go any place. We have no restrictions, right? So it's like open. So that's very important to realize that there is an abundance of resources, opportunities, possibilities, options choices, people, so on and so forth. And that makes it even more enjoyable. Yeah. Yeah, so that's about very quickly about open learning. More we'll talk as we all interact. And lastly, so what is Aarohi? Aarohi is a space where families who are doing open learning, we are together on a day-to-day basis. We interact with each other, learn from each other. So I'm using the word families because the parents are as involved as the child, sometimes more involved than the child, and so on. So there are families who are in different cities. There's somebody from Mumbai, somebody is in different places, Chennai, like you said, and so on. So they can be families, can be anywhere in the country, and they connect from their home. And we also have a campus where I am right now, and which is near Bangalore, but in Tamil Nadu, in a village. And whenever any family wants to come and be, so these are the family who are part of Aarohi. They can come and be part of the campus. There are some children who are also regularly part of campus, as in for the whole year they are kind of here. They only go home during certain weeks, which they only plan. It's all very open, very informal, all very people. So that's what Aarohi is. So option is to be part of Aarohi from your home. Option is to be part of Aarohi at campus, and all permutation combination in between. Even few weeks here, few months here, 1 week here, 2 weeks there, whatever comes to your mind. Last just till yesterday, there were about 30 people here doing something, and now suddenly everybody's gone. So today is very quiet here. So that's how the whole thing works. And uh, yeah, we also do a program called Jagrati, which has been we've been doing even before we started open learning since 2002. So that's been like almost 22 years. We are coming up with a 60-second batch of that. That's specifically for parents. And that's not about open learning, that's not about homeschooling, unschooling, but it's about us as parents to open our minds to what are the ways in which we understand the child and understand ourselves as a parent, because we feel these two things are cornerstone. Whatever you do, you if you can understand your child and understand ourselves as a parent in a wider way, not just knowing he likes this, she likes that, but in a more deeper sense. So that's a program that we conduct online. So that's another thing that we do apart from the main thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much about Aarohi open learning and myself. So now it's all open. We can chit chat. You can ask questions. You can share your experiences, thoughts. It's all very informal, and yeah, so open to all of you.
Yeah. I want to ask, as in, like, how does not doing 10th, not doing 12th, not doing colleges gets you the financial freedom to survive in this world?
Okay, so let's start with the last word. We're not trying to survive in this world. We're trying to
Uh-huh.
enjoy in this world, first of all. The whole perspective
Okay.
is very different. Who wants to
All
survive? We
right.
don't want to survive. We want to
All
totally
right.
enjoy this world. And if to enjoy this world, if I need money, that is subjective. If I need money, if I want to earn my own money, then I can just go ahead and earn it in many different ways. Why only earn it in one way? I can do a job, I can do my own business, I can be a freelancer, I can be anything. Now you would say, who will give a job? Well, the good news is that almost other than few governmental agencies and other things which require a certain certification, okay, almost everybody else is open to open learners. Okay. In fact, they
Mm-hmm.
marvel at them. In fact, just last what 4 5 months back, there were eight of them, eight teenagers who were part of Arohi, and they wanted to all look for internships, and all of them got internships without any problem, with no assistance from us or from their
Mm-hmm.
parents. When I say us,
Mm-hmm.
meaning the community, we did not help
Got it.
them at all. They struggled, they figured out, they sent their mails, WhatsApp, this, that. So they tried their own ways. They all got, many of them got paid internships. One of them have got the job, has joined them also, um, and so on. And these are all yet just teenagers, so they start earning. They literally start earning
Early.
much earlier than many of the other children. And the idea is when I do actual real work, that's when I really learn, because we all really learn at the job, right? On the job is when we actually learn. Rest all is theory. So these guys are on the job when they need to, and they, when they want to, they can earn. So earning is not a problem, acceptance is not a problem, because in today's world people are not looking for degrees, they're looking for two things, according to me: skills. Okay, you should have the relevant skills, and even more important, you should be wanting to learn those skills. So
Mm-hmm.
how eager, passionate, how keen you are on learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say these open learners are voracious learners. They just want to, if they decide that they want to do this, they fully jump into it because they have decided. Nobody else decided for them. Nobody else told them,
Yeah.
beta, you have to learn this. No, they said, I want to do. So like one youth is there. He said that he wants to do, videos making and video editing. Another person said, I want to do mud construction. She's a 14-year-old. Yeah. Then another one is into designing. Then another one is into baking. Now, all of them have decided this and they like these domains, so they spend their time. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
it can happen that I work on a particular field and then after a year I say, no, enough of it. I don't like this anymore. I want to shift on or move on. Like the girl Shriya I'm talking about, she was into UI UX design for last about 1 year, but after this, she said, now enough of on the computer. I like fashion more. So now she's shifted to fashion designing. She's still in designing, but she's shifted from UI UX to so fashion designing. In fact, yesterday only she did a small fashion show also. So I'm just saying, so it's really the freedom to choose, the freedom to explore and expand their own learning is something that they really enjoy. And because they choose it, they go full on into it.
Yeah. 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 I understand from where I mean, I myself also have struggled in a lot of phases of life, this job, that field, and doing what you like, and then suddenly stop doing what you like also. So, yes, I understand your perspective, that how it is coming. But yeah, still, I feel the acceptance. I mean, since childhood, all have been molded into in a certain way. I think probably I should say a very comfort zone we all have been through the structured learning and everything. And suddenly now, when you jump into the real world, and I still remember the first day of my job, I went to the office and I was like wondering what am I supposed to do, because nobody tell you, they give you training and it's like this is your role. But okay, I understand my role, but I understand my responsibility, but what is the first thing that I need to do? Because all the life we have been taught, you have
Yeah.
to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. So suddenly, yes. So from that experience, yes, I don't want my children to go through the same, as one of the parent also told. I don't want. I want them right from the day when they want to jump in fire. It's their decision. Let them do.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, good to know. Good to
And
know.
let me add also in this, if somebody does want to do, like there is a child called Imad, he's no more a child, he's now 22. But at some time back when he was 17, I think he decided he wants to be a pilot, right?
Oh,
So now he only researched and found out that, oh, for pilot, I need to give 10th and 12th because the pilot license training requires, in India, it requires minimum 10th and 12th. So he said, okay,
okay.
now I have to give 10th and 12th. I have no choice. I have not been giving, studying or giving in that sense, but I have to give
Mm.
10th. So anyway, he prepared for about whatever a year, and then he appeared for his 10th and he cleared his 10th. That's another story that he went on. One of the things that he was, we also encouraged him that go meet a lot of pilots. If you really want to get into flying, meet pilots, because they will tell you what the life is. From here it may look very glamorous, which is what actually happened. After a year of doing that, he decided he does not want to get into so he gave 10th for that, but then he decided later on, by around another year later, and
Yeah.
now he's setting up his own business and all that. And So he left the studies all again.
Mm.
So I'm saying that is so it's not like that you can't go to uh, um, uh, a particular job which requires a particular certification. That there's no
Mhm.
constraint of that in India. There's enough examinations if you want to at Pune.
Yeah.
And there are these kids, they prepare for half a year, 1 year, and they crack and they go because they know how to do it. They figured that
Right.
also. Children who have never been to school also, they in 1 year prepare and give these NIOS and whatever is required.
Wow.
Because they want to give. See, the difference is now we are not telling them to go and give some
Yeah,
exam. They realize,
exactly.
oh,
They themselves
right,
find out,
right.
found out.
To
Yeah.
do this, I need to do this. Okay, now here I go.
Yeah. So I'm sure in Aarohi also, when a child comes in, uh, he or she initially may be, juggling to find out what am I supposed to do. And slowly, they will figure out that, yes, today I want to do, in the morning I want to do this, in the evening I want to do. So is there a timing, as in like we all have school time, lunch break time, coming home time. So is there in Aarohi also like that?
Okay, so again, to clarify, being part of RE doesn't mean that you have to be part of the campus. You can still be at home. But one
Yeah.
of the common things that uh, almost everybody who is part of ROE or even open learning kind of follows is a mechanism of planning, or you can call it
Mhm.
designing, whichever word you like. Okay, designing my, let's say, week or the day, whichever, and then reviewing and reflecting it at the end of it. So let's say if I sit with my mom and or dad, and then I design my week or rather design my today, then maybe I'll sit again in the evening and review, hey, how was my day? And there is a big chance that the dad will also have designed and shared his design of the day, and the mom would have also shared, and all three sit together and review their day. That's why open learning is not about the child, it's about the family. All of us are doing open
Yeah.
learning, right? And that goes
Right.
on the
Correct.
next day and the next day. And they and children as young as 4 years, 5 years, they start designing their day. I want to do this. I want
Wow.
whether they do or not, that doesn't matter,
That's
right?
right. His
Forget.
initiative and mindset.
Yeah, at this age, I designed so many things in my day and I don't end up doing that. So I'm no less than a 5 year old. Or rather, I'm less than a 5 year old. So it's not about whether you do what you say, but at least you're thinking about yourself. You're taking ownership, responsibility, leadership of yourself, saying, this is what I want to do. And then you're also reflecting, I didn't do that. That was too tough. That was too boring. Oh, I wanted Amma to do that with me. She wasn't available, so I didn't do that. Or I wanted this, or whatever could be the thing. So again, I'm thinking, and based on that, again, I'm planning the next day or the next week. So the cycle continues on and on and on and on and on. So, designing, doing, and then reflecting. And that's the cycle that we follow with any unit. It could be on a day basis, week
Mhm.
basis, month basis, year basis. Like these older children were doing a year plan. Right? I said I can do only a day's plan. You guys are mature enough to think of a year. So like that it works. So these are very
Okay.
important components of and as a group of Arohi families, we all meet every Monday and we share our planning with everybody. So if let's say you are part of Arohi, then you would know what is my planning. And then if you say, hey,
Okay.
you are doing this, I also want to do this. Can we do this together? So there you go. Then collaboration happens or exchange happens.
Okay.
Or I may know that, oh,
Okay.
you know this. So I will say, hey, can you teach me this? Can you guide me in this? Can you mentor me in this? And then you may say, okay, we'll set up a time and we'll figure out Zoom
Mhm.
call, WhatsApp call, whatever. You come over to my place, however it works out.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah. That's that's what I had my initial doubts. Maybe it keeps coming.
Sure,
Thank you for
sure,
that.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Um, Hi everybody. For anybody who's considering homeschooling their kid, my kid is 2.5 years old, and honestly, putting her through CBSE or ICSE traditional schools kind of gives me a little bit of jitters. I like that she's very spontaneous and curious, and I want to encourage her to follow that. And the structured traditional schools give me jitters for that, and therefore
I'm exploring the ideas of homeschooling or unschooling for that matter, and came across Aarohi Life Education through Curious Parent Insta post itself, as Amrita ma'am said. Um, my challenge is that as a working parent, how do I incorporate homeschooling for kids? I am working, so is my spouse, and both of us do go to work. So, do you have any case studies or examples where working parents are homeschooling their kids? I'd love to know that.
Okay, yeah, yeah, thousands of them. Oh, there is no dearth of people. So, see, let's step back. First of all, in the way we look at it, in any family, everybody is working. Okay. Whether you get paid for it or not is different. Even a 2 year old, your 2 year old daughter is also a working child. She works the whole day. Right? She may do her things. Obviously, she may not do what she may not be called by people as professional. That's their, I would say, maturity. Right? But to me, a 2.5 year old is a thorough professional. She knows what she wants to do at that moment. If she wants to eat, she wants to eat. If she wants to play with the water, she wants to play with the water. You will stop her. She will still find water from somewhere and play with it. Very, what else do you need in professionalism? You need passion, you need application, and so on. All the skills that are required in any professional, except for they don't get paid for it. That's the only. So if you first of all, let's enlarge the definition of working. Now that there are three working members in your family, right? If I have enlarged it that way, now you have to see what are the needs of each one of them and how can they be fulfilled. Yeah. Now, a 2.5 year old would possibly, wherever she is, would need some people around her, at least one adult around her, for other physical needs. So, and you might need to go to office, and that is your need. So that is how you start now co-creating your family needs. You say, okay, these are the three people, these are the needs. Who will take care of what needs? How will that be taken care? Who will go where? How will this whole thing work? And not that there is one answer to it, and not that it will work the way you decide it will start working that way. It will keep changing for you also, month after month, year after year, especially as she grows up, because her needs will grow up, your needs may change. So it's all very dynamic, and different families just do it very differently, and they keep changing it. But the whole idea is to say, hey, we are three working professionals, and now how do we all take care of each other's needs? Yeah. So if for example, like how you said, if both of you have to go to work, obviously you can't leave her alone at home, isn't it? There has to be somebody else at
Yeah.
home. It could be a grandparent. I don't know who it could be. That's something that you have to work out in terms of your logistics and your, whatever options you have, which obviously I can't comment on. Or you may say that I'll take up an option of work from home or whatever. And the millions of ways in which people do it. Yeah, people change cities, people change jobs, people change houses, people even change. Yeah, I want to go into an apartment so that there are more children around. All kinds of permutations, combinations people do because they value and respect each one's working, if I may call it. Yeah. So I hope I've not answered your question because I wasn't trying to answer your question in terms of how to do it. But I'm just, but yes, people do it in many different ways.
And what do you teach in homeschooling? Like, I don't see there are any subjects for a child who's less than 6 years old, who's probably eating banana with the peel still on, right? Like, what do you teach? How do you structure the time? Like, what are the basics of homeschooling for a parent? That is what I want to understand. A child will get there when they have to get there when they are at stage, but I think it's a learning for me.
Yeah. So
Like,
at a very broad level, there can be two approaches. One approach is I know I will design. Yeah, that is one approach. Uh, did you get me? I know I as a parent know what my child should learn and how he should learn and what resources and blah blah blah, and I will decide. So that's one approach. Typically, the term homeschooling is more used for people who actually are still doing schooling in the sense what the school talks about as curriculum, but just does it at home, in which case obviously you are deciding or the curriculum is deciding. If you are more inclined towards what is called as open learning or unschooling, then you flip the whole thing upside down. You say, I don't decide anything. It is she who will decide what she wants to do. Just like she is anyway doing it right now. Am I right? She decides whole day what she wants to do. Okay. And pretty much you follow her. You have to follow her. She wouldn't really allow you much of a scope of leadership there. She is the leader. Right? They're like that. So in which case you just allow them to lead their life. That's it, period. There is nothing else. So for if I give you example of my son and daughter, no, I haven't taught them anything unless they came to me and say, show me this, tell me this, how is this done, how is that done. Then also, so, why we if my son comes and say, how does this work, I say, you can figure it out, man. Why should I bother about it? So but we do help each other. I learn things from him, and he learns
Yeah.
things from me. Even when he was 2, and even when he was 12, and now he's 19. So at different ages, different things. So you have to decide which approach you want to take. You want to take a kind of a more schooling kind of an approach, which is like there's a concept of that I will teach, or you want to take a leadership approach where the child is the leader, or there are parents who take a combination of this, who would say, at least I want you to learn this. Rest of the things you decide you want to learn. So people can even decide that way, or people keep changing also. For 2 years, I didn't tell him what to learn. Now I want at this age he must learn this. So again, that's so. If you have to be good at negotiation skills with your child. So if you have something in your mind and you want him or her to learn, mostly they are much better at negotiating with us. So they get away with it. So it's all again, there's no answer to it. This mix and match between what you want them to learn or what they want to learn and all the possible permutation combinations in between is something your family will evolve over a period of time. There is again no one answer to it. Yeah. Typically, in most families in Aarohi, if you're more specific to Aarohi, we are mostly open learner families. So, which means almost like 90% is decided by the child. In my children's case, 100%, but some families may say, oh, at least learn this. Okay, fair enough. Dad, you are saying like that. Mom, you are saying like that. I'll learn this. So it really depends on your family. And
That's
once you decide, if you are the one deciding, then you have to, then again, it depends on how you want to learn something. Um, that's also very interesting because we have been typically told that, okay, you have to learn through books and you have to learn through, you know, resources. But again, in open learning, we say, hey, why do we need to learn through books? Why do we need to learn? Let's just live. Learning will happen automatically. Meaning we'll learn language, we'll learn reading, we will learn writing, we'll learn whatever maths we need, we'll learn whatever science we'll need, we'll learn whatever we will need. And that's actually true. Most of our children, Arohi children, learn whatever they need, not because they are learning that, but they are doing something, and then in the whole process, they're learning a whole lot of different things.
that's helpful. Thank you so much.
So, just to give you a quick example, my son started reading only around 8 years. Okay. Although he was really enamored by books, we had to read him books every single day, especially at the bedtime, but he refused to read. And then at the age of 8, he had, so many things, and he wanted to search for about boats and all that. He was into boats at that time. So he will keep coming to us, hey, what is this written here on this website? I'll say, don't have time, I'm doing something. Then he'll go to his mom will say, I am doing something. Then he'll say, okay, you guys are of good for nothing. I'll only learn how to read. So that's how he learned how to read. So it came out of the necessity to find information on Google. That was his motivation to read at the age of 8. Yeah.
So could you tell us more about how does it work? If you want to be a part of the Aarohi family, how does it really work for children and for parents, everybody?
Okay, so as Arohi's setup, we all are connected to each other on a daily basis. We do different things. So suppose you are at home and I'm at, let's say, campus. So we are not physically together, but we could be meeting, doing different things. Obviously, we use technology if we are not together, or at least sharing different things. I'm doing something, I will share, hey, I made this origami design. And you may share, oh, yeah, I want to learn this from you. Okay, tomorrow let's get together and I will show to you. So that is at one level where we meet. We use technology to connect with different ages, different people. We have done all kinds of crazy things. We have done radio shows, theater shows, written books, storybooks, illustrated them, done exhibitions, traveled together to so many places. So all kinds of things because we are connected on a daily basis. We are all knowing what each one is doing, sharing with each other, and so on. And in between, if we want to be together, either you will say come over to our place and you can stay with us, or you will come to my house, or we both families can come to the ROE campus and be together. So we'll figure out our own way of being together. So ROE campus obviously becomes one central place for many families to keep coming, simply because it's designed for people to come and stay together, live together, eat together, wash toilets together, and so on and so forth, play together. So we are here, but otherwise families travel to each other, uh, cities, live with each other, but typically we meet on an ongoing basis and meet based on our interest. We're not like there's a singing club, right? The people who are interested in singing, it's a mix of adults and children. They meet together once a week or twice a week. I don't exactly know because I'm not there in that club. And they meet and then they sing. And they sing however they sing, whatever their theme is, however they want to. They design the whole club. Obviously, the members of the club design the whole club. So we have this concept of clubs. So anybody can start any club, provided two people are interested, becomes a club. Then somebody can together take up a project, like we did a mime theater show. So there was a somebody announced that, hey, let's do a mime show or theater show, somebody announced. Then 6 7 more people got interested. Then they said, okay, which theater form we should take? Chalo, let's do mime. Okay, mime. Then they practiced for 1 month. Actually, when they started practicing, more people joined them because it looked very exciting for a few more people. So then there was a group of around 10 or 12. And then they all joined in, and yeah, we did a mime show. So like that. So it kind of uh, it's all very driven by people who want to do a particular thing. And even when you come to Aarohi campus, so you'll say, okay, so what happens in Aarohi campus? Well, it's exactly like what will happen at your home. Here also, we are all together as one family in the campus. We'll all sit together and say, okay, who's doing what? Somebody's playing basketball, somebody's playing carom, somebody's playing guitar, somebody's playing with, let's say, clay, somebody's climbing trees, everybody's doing different things. So everybody will share, I'm doing this. And somebody will say, hey, you're climbing trees, I want to join you. And what time shall we do it? Hey, let's do it at this time. Okay. So these people are climbing trees. When they're climbing trees, I'm doing my own thing, and I then suddenly see, oh, they are having too much fun. So I close my whatever I'm doing. I also run there, and as I also want to climb the tree. So everything is there's no boundary that, oh, no, you said you will do electronics at that time. How come you're climbing trees? I don't know. It doesn't matter till till they don't totally shoo me away. No, get lost, we don't want you to be climbing the same tree. Otherwise, I also end up doing what, if I'm attracted towards something. So there's a lot of attraction from, and that leads to a lot of exposure, a lot of exploration, a lot of learning from each other, because I may not know how to climb a tree, but somebody else may show me, hey, do this way, so that I will. And they may come to me, hey, you are doing electronics, can you show me what is this, how do you do this, and I can show to them. So that's why, in a very uh, in a very non-specific way, a lot of learning transfer happens between children to children, children to adult, adult to children, and so on. Who is teaching whom? Who is facilitating? Who is mentoring whom? There is no boundary to it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And the best way to experience all of this, because I'm just talking and you'll say, yeah, so this guy is just good at talking, he's just blah 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 doing. So the best way to understand what I'm saying, or actually the real way, is to come. Please be our guest, come and stay with us for a week. And that's why we have many weeks slotted for we call it experiencing Aarohi. Come as a family, stay with us for 1 week. There are some weeks where you can stay for 2 weeks or even more and experience for yourself. When you come here, don't ask me questions. We will not, we say, oh, for that we have a Saturday meetup. When you come here, you also climb trees, you also fly kites, you also do electronics, you also do whatever you feel like doing. Everything is available. And you will say, are all the resources available? I'll say, no, no, no. That you have to figure out. We have to figure out the resources also. That's part of the journey, part of the learning. How do I do something with whatever I have? Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, we are meeting very soon, probably next month.
Sorry.
So we are meeting very soon, maybe next month.
Oh, super. Yeah. So looking forward. Yeah, that's the whole idea. That's the best way to get to know. And once you experience it, then you say, okay, yes, I want to be part of the community. Then you will find your own permutation combination. And you can join any time of the year. There is not, it's not a school, right? So there is no limit boundary. You can come anytime to the campus and so on. Like that, it works.
And when can we come? How soon or how when can we come?
Yeah, so there's a calendar on website. Let me share that link with you. And that calendar tells you. So if you are coming for the first time, you will have to come as a in the experiencing weeks only. And once you're
Okay.
part of the Aarohi, then you can come
Hmm.
all the weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there are some weeks which are called as home weeks, leaving those
Hmm.
weeks. But as a guest, as a first timer, so we call you
Hmm.
as a guest first time. Yeah, there are specific weeks in which you can come, but there are lots of choices. So don't worry about.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, I will share the link to the um, page where you will get the calendar and everything.
Sure.
I also wanted to ask something, and before that, I feel that I need to give little bit of background. So, for my child, Amal, I mentioned that, she goes to a Waldorf school, and
Mhm.
we just moved her to a Waldorf school this
Mhm.
June.
Mhm.
So between my husband and I, it's been sort of a constant, conversation, and I would say rather like negotiation, like which I would do that. I'm really not happy with what the mainstream, school has to offer. And can we please, go alternate? Homeschooling for him was too extreme, so we put that aside. And I don't know how he will respond to, like open learning. But Waldorf, I somehow succeeded. Actually, like last year, I enrolled for doing a course with them. They run these, like Steiner courses so that, interested people can understand the philosophy. So I spent a year doing that and, fell in love with the handwork and wrote poetry and I play flute otherwise also. So picked up like, how to play a recorder. Um, so it was a wonderful journey. And at the culmination of that, I just, like can like ask my husband that can you please go by my conviction and can you please send her to this school. Now again in Bombay there were limited options, like even for me to like feel that yeah, this is the place, that.
Mhm.
So I did not enter with that feeling. I understood that there are trade-offs, so there are some things that I'll have to kind of let go of, like ignore. But at least this is providing a very gentle and nurturing environment to my child. Uh, there is thought behind education, so what the teachers are trying to do, there's some thought behind it. It's not totally thoughtless.
Mhm.
And it will. So, one thing that I really wanted for my child was that So as I mean, Krishnamurti says, that the inner world, needs to be cultivated, like and nurtured, and I went there, like went to Waldorf, with this hope that so they use the language of will, that they nurture the will of the child, and then my child will know, like, what she wants to do, and I was like, okay, this is, good for me, and I think I am ready to run with it. My child has been happy, like right now, the face doesn't drop, when, or she doesn't look pensive when she enters the school bus, she's happy. And we have reached this point, where uh, she says that she likes chutti and school almost same, you know. So I was like, okay, I think we've made progress. But still, there are those moments where there's resistance, that I do not want to go to school, like, so Mama, I like school, but today I don't want to go. Okay.
Sure.
And we just, like, we end up sending her, sometimes we like, okay, you get one day in a month where you can just, choose not to go to school if you feel like it, but it's like once in a month. um and some days it feels right, some days it doesn't feel right, and again, like between, the I mean the two spouses, our belief systems and worldviews are different, like,
Sure.
I'm more of a dreamer. He calls himself, more realistic, more practical, and whatever. I think everybody has gone through these conversations. I hear like laugh. Yeah, I see laughing faces. So that keeps happening. And one thing that so today also, like today, it was a progress report day for Amal in school. So this was her first report card in Waldorf, and I really liked it. When I came back home, it felt so nice. The way the teacher would talk about the child. The teacher had actually written a verse about her, and actually I could see that the teacher is getting to know my child within the last 3 months only. She uh, she does, know my child a little, so it was not fake at all, so I see the investment, from the teacher also. And then I was trying to convince my neighbor, because I'm also quite invested in Sham. So there were two children who came, if you might have noticed, the slightly older one, Shambhavi. So I'm kind of invested in her also, and she goes to an IB, like a mainstream school. So I was trying to reason with her mother, that please, take Shambhavi out of that school. But whatever, like, I think I'm started rambling now. So coming back to, so this, mantra that I don't want to approach my child's education with fear, so that if she, so I really liked what you said, Ratnesh, that so मुझे नहीं पता था कि लोग दुनिया में बिना डिग्री के भी रहते हैं, and they thrive, so thank you, Madhuri, for asking that question. And what I heard from you, Ratnesh, was so beautiful, और वो जो पता नहीं फियर से दूर जाने वाला जो सफर है ना, कि ठीक है, there is fear, I acknowledge it, but I want to put it aside when it comes to my child, and by the way I approach her education. um, so yeah, I'm in my journey, I'm there, but मैं ये सवाल आपसे पूछना चाह रही हूँ कि are there people who do both, Ratnesh? So for example, for me, like my child might be going to a Waldorf school, and right now I feel okay with it. Problems may arise. I do also expect, I do see them coming, because some of my friends who have kids in the older classes, like talk about it. Right now, Amal is in second grade. So it might happen. Um, but yeah, I was just wondering, if there's a way to stay connected with the open, kind of learning community while my child goes to an alternate school, which still has some structure, right? And again, I'm not looking for crutches, like I asked myself that question, that am I looking for a crutch, that I send it to school, but I also want to know this, and
Yeah.
so I don't know, like, so the answer that I gave to myself was that no, I'm not looking for crutches. Um, I I have just kind of, put her in Waldorf.
Sure, sure, sure.
It's working. 3 months, 4 months have been,
Sure.
like really wonderful. Um, but I want to continue to engage with the open learners, community because I
Yes,
like what
yes,
I hear. आपका जो
yes.
वो post था in WhatsApp पे, I actually made my husband, read that. Like web design या crochet, like and I don't remember the rest, but like okay, I never thought like that, and this sounds so wonderful, and that's how a child perceives the world. Like, so for example, the crochet that I picked up from Waldorf, now in my society, there's a group of like 7, 8 children who come running to me asking for knitting classes. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that auntie, will you please, like teach us knitting? If I'm sick, if I have a migraine, if I have work, they will actually do dharna outside the room, that we want knitting classes, we want knitting classes.
Sure. Okay,
So,
sorry, sorry, sorry. I will
yeah,
come in
sorry, no, stop
here.
that. Yeah, yeah, sorry. So I went on.
Yes, yes. No, 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 no. So, so nice of you to share. Uh, yeah. So, see, effectively, before we even talk about, whether it's open learning. So, in a way, okay. So, let me first put it out this way. When we say open learning, what does it mean? It means we are open to everything, including Waldorf, including conventional, including going and becoming an IAS officer by giving that examination, if so be it, if that is my desire. So, open learning by itself is not saying that this is right. Open learning is saying is let's embrace all the possible options in this world, and there are millions, right? Millions of ways of living, looking, earning, not earning. You know, my mother never earned a single paise in her life. That didn't make her any less of a human being on this earth. I don't know why we are so paranoid about earning. I say she's my inspiration. I will not earn, literally. So I'm saying that there can be many, many, many different ways of looking at things. I tell my children, yeah, why do you want to earn, man? I'm giving you money now. Go and enjoy, travel, live, go see world. When I'm kind of dead and gone, then you worry about earning. So that's what I tell my children. So what I'm trying to say is that somewhere we have boxed ourselves, right? And that is what open learning uh, is about. It's about opening ourselves, which is why I would first invite, if at all you were to start being connected to thinking openly, to not about just open learning, but I'll first invite you to this Jagriti program. Okay, that will blow you off. Okay, it's like putting a dynamite inside your head and then just firing it up, right? You will see yourself flying in 100 million shattered pieces all over the place, and you will say why. So Jagriti, as the word implies, is awakening to the possibilities, the perspectives, and the paradigms which we haven't even thought of, because they all exist, because human beings exist in that sense, right? And in fact, forget human being, we might even be using that paradigm in something else as part of our day-to-day thing. We're just not seeing it as part of, let's say, with our children. Just to give you an example, when Madhuri asked me this question, typically I would not have started the way I started today. I would have said, Madhuri, if you look around you, 50% of the people, your friends, relatives, maybe Garima, maybe Ajit, I don't know, maybe Amrita, are not doing what they did a degree in.
I agree.
If they are not
Totally.
doing what they did a degree in,
Yes.
then what are they doing? They should all be fired. They're not supposed to earn money. They're supposed to only do what
Including
they,
myself.
including yourself. There you go. So actually, if you really see this paradigm that do we need a degree to earn, is answered by you yourself. Why should I tell you this? You should say, I'm not earning out of what I learned. Then I can literally earn out of whatever I want to do. Then why can't I do it at 16 and 20 and 25? Why this has to be done only at a certain age? So what I'm trying to say is that the paradigms are all there. We've just maybe kept it for us, but not kept it for our children. Right? In a way, there's a little girl, Avani. She was okay. She's anymore. No, not little anymore. She was invited to one of these Saturday meetups, and some parent asked her that, what do you think is a difference in open learning? She said, there's no difference. You guys also on Sunday do open learning only. Right? So I really like her dialogue, right? Like literally scolding people. You do open learning on Sundays. What do you do on Sundays? You do whatever you feel like doing. We just do it the rest of the week also. So that's the only difference. For us, it's 7 days living our life the way we want. Yeah. So I'm saying, if you want to start, so even to Amrita, even if you want to look at, uh, not look at, if you want to just open up a lot, to many more perspectives. In Jagriti, we say something very simple. That however you think, whatever are your styles, beliefs, actions, everything is perfect. There is nothing wrong with that. Let's just add more options to it. Right? It's just having a much wider menu of perspectives. Yeah. So that is the whole idea of Jagriti, which, as I said, Jagriti by itself as a program is not about open learning as a way of education for children, but it's first that sets up the preparation for, if you want to do, even if you don't want to do open learning, even if your child goes to a school or you do homeschooling, whatever you do, Waldorf or anything else, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong or right about it, but it just gives a totally different way of looking at that. And yes, as I said, the second invitation I already gave, come and stay with us, whether your child goes to school or not, just to experience, just to say, let's just see what happens. How does it work? Because for a lot of people, it's like, well, can children really decide? Can they really do what they decide? Can they really figure it out? And so on and so forth. So yes, that's the only way is for you to experience it. And that is why we keep these experiencing weeks, so that more people can come and actually see it and stay with us. And in that sense, we also get to meet more people, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So yeah, so that's my not like an answer, but more like an invite to you. But please don't think that open learning and Waldorf or anything else, whether it's Montessori, whether it's even conventional within IB, I don't think anything is wrong, right? They're just options, and whatever suits whoever at whatever stage of our life, it's great. I mean, whatever works for whatever, it's great. Nothing is less or more, higher or lower. When everything is open, everything is great. Yeah, so that's the best part about it. Yeah. Otherwise, some people ask me, oh, how do I convince my spouse, or how do I convince my in-laws and my parents? I say,
आपसे
don't
मुंह की
convince
बात
anybody.
छीन ली
Okay, man. So my standard response is, please don't try to convince anybody. They are also equally thinking about the child. They're thinking from their way. I think it's
Right.
much more
Okay.
interesting when all the views are on the table and all are held equally beautiful. Otherwise, we are saying, hey, one way of thinking is more, I'm holier than thou, I'm better than others. No, 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 no. Nothing like that. It's beautiful that the world has so many options. And then it's up to the child. The realization that, he can do this way also and that way also. Yeah, he can make a difference. Like somebody said, oh, but if my child cannot become a doctor, but if he wants to serve the sick people, I said, yeah, open a hospital. You don't have to be a doctor to start a hospital. You just need to hire many doctors or have a team of doctors to visit somewhere. So if you really want to serve people, you can serve them in 100 different ways. Right? It's not about being a doctor. In fact, sometimes that human touch is far more important than the actual the medical part of it, which somebody can take care of. So I'm just saying anything can be looked at in so many different ways, and that's the beauty of life. And that's our invitation to all the children, that look at it from your eyes, the way you see it. Like what Garima was talking about, that at 2.5, how she sees the world is very different from how we see the world, right? And that's so beautiful. I keep saying, don't lose this. Don't start seeing the way world I see. You see your way, right? So in most cases, we tell children that please don't become like me. Please, please, please. You become like you. Right. So that's the whole idea. Okay, so we'll kind of pause here. We do this 5 to 6 every Saturday, and we do it literally every Saturday. There are different people who host whom you will get to meet. So you can also keep coming to these Saturday meetups just to chit chat if whenever you feel like. And yeah, I've already shared some of the links. Literally, all the information
Sure.
is on the website. Most of you are connected with Aarohi on WhatsApp. Anyway, let me put that
Yeah.
number also. So, any question you have, any information you need, we are there. And not just we are there, there's so many families. And if you say, I want to talk to a family which has a 7-year-old, okay, I can put you across to that way. So you tell me, whom do you want to connect to? There, all our families are very, very open to talking to other parents and sharing their own journey. So you can even talk to people one to one. Just ask me for it. And any city also, whichever city you are in, mostly we have families in most of the main cities. So please feel free to connect with us. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for joining
Thank you.
me
Thank you
today.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so
most
much,
welcome.
Ratnesh. My
Yeah,
two
really
learnings
wonderful.
today. Yeah. I have two learnings. Don't survive, start living. And when you said that it's so attractive that somebody is climbing a tree, I shut
Yeah,
down my
yeah.
work and go. For me, it's actually a distraction that I get distracted, but for you, it gets attracted. So that's
Yeah.
like so true, so true. And Amrita, you are sailing in a much better boat than I am in. So you are really, really good. So yes, believe
Thank
in
you.
yourself. Rest all will follow.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you,
So, so
everybody.
good.
Yeah.
So good to
Bye.
connect to everyone.
Yeah,
Thank
Yes.
you.
Stay
yeah, yeah.
connected. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hope to
Bye-bye.
meet you all, meet
Yeah,
sometime
yeah,
soon.
yeah, yeah. Would
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.